And I think I'm live. I really think I should have think, but I think let's see if everything is going according to plan. Because, yep, it seems that I'm live. So let's make Jesus. We are having technical difficulties. And by technical difficulties, I'm trying to put Jesus. Yeah, I think we'll have a very weird. Yep, I think it's fixed now. Yes, the camera frame was getting on my. I don't have OCD. I couldn't have all the different types of mental disorders, so I just get a little bit of autism and a little bit too much of ADHD. Hello, Mr. Bogdan. So today we are here reunited to talk about the deals that will be coming on the 16th of March. It will be the 16th anniversary of AliExpress. So we'll see. Hello, Scroof UK. It seems like we are in for a good sale, but again, prices are still not yet settled. But as you can see, we still have some, and by some I mean a lot of coupons coming on. Um, as you can see in here, I think the screen is pretty okay. So you have the Union cards discount. I on the latest 11.11 I had great discounts with Klarna, with MBWay in Portugal. So the discounts will start to appear. Some stores will also offer discounts. So be ready to get the opportunity, especially brands like Casking that usually make very weird and good coupons for the consumer. But as you can see in here, it's the usual stuff. You have 3 euros off in 15, 5 off on 30, 7 off on 49, 11 on 79, 20 on 139, 110 and 799. Um, so basically what I put together, it's a list mostly rods, and you'll have spinning reels, BFS reels, lines, weights, hooks, some lures, but and some accessories, not that much. What I try to do, it's things that are hard to get and might justify to buy in bulk, especially with the duty rule coming on Europe. So it's some things that you might want to bulk up because they are hard and will be harder to source on, especially Europe. So without further ado, let's see how is the stats up here. So I think everything is fine with the stream, so we can start to do. I think everyone will be here that wants to watch. So now that we see the page, and again, be very very careful because these things like this 30 € off with Union Pay cards will start to pop up. And again, as I said, on the 11.11 you had Klarna, you have MBWay for Portugal, which is a payment system through your phone. And just pay close attention, because for me, that on the 11.11 sale, it was very good. I got some huge deals because the prices, I would say they are not as low on it as on 1111. Some of them are. So we'll navigate through the prices. Again, might still fall. I will be traveling in work on the day that the sale will go live, but I promise that I will do a live as soon as I get home, just to um, check the deals. If I find any good deals, I will post them in YouTube on the WhatsApp group. So if there's anything good, because again, the best deals right now on AliExpress and all year around are special offers, early bird deal, and that sort of stuff. So without further ado, we'll start by rods. Everything will be linked on the description. On the, if you check, it will be like a like a price. It will be euros. It's just a reference price. So it's like 24,360. It's just a number, and then you have the name of the product, and then you have the link for it. So everything is on the description, and it's very easy to understand. So I will also put timestamps. So if you are watching this after the live goes on, you don't have to watch the whole thing. Just go through the timestamps, and I just have a pen in here so I can put them as soon as the live ends. And we'll start with rods. So what I wanted with the rods, it's very easy. I just wanted to have an idea of what really I wanted to. Let me check. Oh, now I have access on chat on here. So VA I'm trying to get my cart ready, and at the moment I also looking for more lookbox for my build. A copy of my quality jig sizes 6/8 on for purchase and the QR but it hurts to lose them. So I will probably save the questions in a bit so I can keep up the rhythm, but I remember them. So let's start with rods, and then I have a segment for that stuff, and I will put it there. So starting with rods, um, going up on price, we have the Mavlos Resolute. So 23 euros a travel rod. For some reason, all in now the casting is available. 30-ton construction, very resistant rod for travel, which is ideal because it's very hard to break, and it's 23 euros before coupon. So even if you apply the lowest coupon, which is 3 euros, you get this rod for 20 euros. And again, at 20 euros, it's very hard to beat the Mavlos Resolute. Again, I only recommend things that I own and that I tested. So there are things that I own that I not yet test, and I know they are good, and I still don't recommend it because I don't want to be that guy. Also, for travel, you have the Pure Lure telescopic rod. In here, you only have three models available. So you have this spinning version, and this casting version. I have this rod. It's a little rod that can do a lot of things. It's actually a very cool rod, and the main gain that you get from a telescopic rod like this one, uh, either on spinning and on casting, is that you just put your reel in there. You just put a line. You can pass the line through the guides, put your hook on the reel, and always be ready to fish. Is just a question of stretching it. If you have a travel rod that is like four parts, like the Resolute, you have to assemble the rod, pass the line, put a knot. Even if you want to use a snap, it's a little bit harder. So moving on, because I really want to answer the questions of folks that are on chat. So I'll go just through most of the stuff. One of my favorite rods, even though it's not the best, it's just a fun little rod because it's so small, and I'm not a big guy. I'm 5. 111, 181, 182, something like it. And since it's so short, I can do this and cast with a rod pointing to the ground. The Caesar Zero, it's also very light, so 43, 49 grams, which means that if you put a small weight caster in here, it will be a blast to use. It has a 1.2 millimeter tip, depending if you go with spinning or casting, and is just a joy to use. So I think the price will be something like 32 euros. So you get the 5 euros off on 30. This rod will cost for sure. Um, for sure, it's a very, very good rod if you can get it for under 30 euros is just a steal. So moving on, because I really want to answer your questions. Um, Pure Lure Creek Dance, every time it falls under 6 euro, it's a bargain. So travel version, multi-piece version casting, it will be under 43 euros, so 42.67. You can put a 5 euro coupon. This rod will be on the 30s. At that point, just buy it. The two parts will be around 60 something euros. Um, all the other travel versions will be around the 40 something euro mark. This is the rod that when I for some reason grab it to test a reel, usually I just think, why the hell do you need another? I know it has sort of a look that you have to pair it very well with a reel, either casting or spinning, but just a quick question about the insect air cocoon. Looks quite identical to the Caesar Zero. I might order one, but it's not the same rod, not even the same blank. But I'm very intrigued by the insect things, if that's the question. So, huge recommendation on this one, especially at this price point. It's very, very good. Now a rod that I think it's a very good rod on your arsenal if you want to go throwing things under 1 gram. The Mi Fine Ghost Blade, if it goes around the 40 euro mark, and then you can put a coupon of 5 euros at 30 something euros. This is a 30-ton rod, but it's such a joy to use. So it's rated from 0.2 to 0.6 grams. If you have sunfish on your area, if you have any like small crazy attacking fish, shove, a perch, this rod is a blast because it's a hollow tip that is for super ultralight. It's just so much fun and actually looks quite good on white and gray. Moving on, you have the Mi Fine Microbite, the hollow tip one. This one is available on all sizes and it's a two-part. I have this one, the longest one, the 2.3 meters. This rod is so nice. I fish with it for pike. I went fishing with it for. Let me rethink. I went on a morning. I went to try to catch trout. Again, as usual, I busted. Didn't catch jack. And after that, I tried to catch some barbel, but the day was very, very cool, clear, the skies, and they were very eerie. And I just tried for like 30 something minutes, and I was. Thank you, Monarch of Silence, to becoming a member on the Best Legend Crank crew, which very annoying. They discontinued the crankweight, but thanks a lot. Again, huge recommendation for this rod. This or the solid tip are the best rods that you can get on the price point, materials alone. Other thing, a rod that punch up way too much for what it costs. It's the Mavlos Magic L or Lemoran Magic Shadow, whatever you want to call it. So this is sold through Mavlos. There are cheaper stores that sell, or cheaper options for this rod on other stores, but I trust Marvelous store more, and the other ones I never order from them, so you can get them there, but it's at your own risk. This rod it's awesome if you want to fish for predators. Ah man, this rod it's, even though it's rated from 2 to 10 grams, it's quite sensitive. Over, like, I would say 1.2 1.5 grams, you can start to feel even the sand composition on the bottom. uh, Bogdan also regarding so 86 centimeter pike on the microbite, the 1.1 to 5 grams. Yeah, those rods are very good. Extra fast rods, I would say this one and the Realm from Pure Lure. They are very fast for what they throw. Uh, this one, this Lamoran is actually quite fast. Moving on, what I have more in here. The Tsurunoya Dragon. So this rod, you haven't seen it on a channel yet. You will see it next week. I have to tell one thing. So this is the reel that I've used with this rod, and I will talk about it when I get to the reel segment of the live. Um, this rod, it looks so underwhelming when you hold it on the hand, but as soon as you make the first cast, it's it's a very good rod. I would say in casting, especially. Um, because it lends itself more on the way that you cast on a bait casting setup. And I've caught two very nice barbels with this rod, and I was casting all day long with it, and it's very composed, very well balanced. It loads pretty well. Uh, it looks a little bit bland, I have to say, with all the black and just the gray and the cork. It looks very generic, but don't get it wrong. This is a very capable rod. Um, I've talked with a guy in Portugal that actually works with Surunoya, so it's like a not representative, but he does promotion for Surunoya, and he has the spinning version, and it he caught a lot of big fish with it. So this rod, it's also recommendation. So if you are like, because sometimes I recommend something and you want to get from one brand that you buy something. So Tsurunoya to me always have been solid, either the reels or the rods. And the Tsurunoya Dragon, it's actually pretty darn good. Even with shipping, for me, it's like under 10 euros. At 54 euros, it's a solid choice. And they have ultralight models, so 1 to 7 grams. And they have like light models, so from 2 to 10 grams. The one that I have, it's the, let me check, it's the 180 ultralight. So it's this one, the C602UL. Awesome, awesome, awesome rod. Really, really like it. So this one, it's 55 euros. So with coupons, it goes 40. It will be under 6 euros even with shipping if you have to pay for your location. Um, Moving on, again, we find microbyte. Uh, 60 euros. At 60 euros, it's still very compelling to get one. I have to tell. Hopefully, we will get them in Poland, and I have news for it. Maybe talk a little bit on the end of the video. So let's just move on. One rod that I also like from Tsurunoya, and again, Tsurunoya are coming aggressive with pricing, so a good reduction, 58 euros. This is a Tsurunoya Spirit Fox. Just keep in mind that you will have to use a smaller reel with it, but again, this is a rod that you can get it with 2.44 meters or 2.44 meters on light. So This version, the 2.42 meters, 8 plus 1 guides, the top diameter it's 1.27 millimeters, and the cast weight is zero point 0.8 to 10 grams, and really is zero point 0.8 to 10 grams. If again, very simple looking rod, 60 euros. In here I have 6 euros of shipping, so 60 euros, you take 7 off, it's 50 something. It will be under 60 euros even if you have to pay shipping. And this is a long ass rod for what it throws, so I was able to throw small, like homemade jigs with some soft plastics with no problems whatsoever. And this is very long, a very long rod. It's 8-foot rod, so I quite like the Surunoya Spirit Fox. Again, if you use it with a proper, like 800 1000 size reel, with like I would say a thinner diameter spool, I really like it. Again, going on price, Pure Lure Titanium T. Unfortunately, this year I didn't have the ability to use it because everything is flooded and there's no like available chub. They just vanished whatsoever. But hopefully, if I'm able to locate this year a lot of bass and like sunfish, I will take my for a spin to test some bait casting reels. So 69 euros plus delivery, but again, that depends on your location. Good deal. So a nice recommendation again with coupons. Again, always check Pure Lure casking, because again, in here is just a euro, but a euro is a euro 89 cents, and then you get 5% off with coupon with coins. It all heads up, so you take the 7 euros off, it comes to 60 something, 62 euros. You take the 5% of coins if you have them, it comes even at at the end you're paying like something like 61 62 euros, and this is awesome rod. Again, going up on price, still with Pure Lure. Pure Lure Zero. I skipped the Nadivia because, again, keeping the trends of lightish, I quite like the Nadivia. I will use it for saltwater and for twitch chat while I'm testing some spinning reels on it. But if you want something on the travel, this is very close on price to the Nadivia travel version. And if it's close, this one wins because the materials are a bit better, and the cast weights, at least for me, are also better. So you have 1.2 to 8 grams, zero point 0.8 to 6 grams, 0.8 to 6 grams on casting. And this is the T1100G Torai carbon. So pretty good blank. And now skipping through, Pure Lure for a bit, we go with Queen. Again, my favorite long rod for fishing on saltwater. It's the Queen SAS 862. It's a 2.6 meters almost, zero point 0.8 to 15 grams. Even though it starts at 1.5 grams, zero point 0.8 you really need to be fishing on a lake to feel anything. Um, Again, I love this rod. This is one that I've bought selfishly by myself. Um, just did a review because I had it, because I really wanted this rod. I think it looks sick, and I love it. I have it almost always paired with a Daiwa. I cannot remember the Daiwa reel that I own, and I already made a review. So lovely rod. And after that, we have the Pure Lure realm again. 136 euros is what you would pay on a store for 30. I would say if you get a good deal, you'll be getting a 36-ton rod with like I will not say entry level, but like second tier Fuji components. And with this one, you get the best blank. You get the M40X, the T1100. You get the sick grip with carbon fiber wood. Um, you get a lot of good things. You get the sick rings. Very, very good rod, and with a lot of different carved actions, and a lot of sensitivity, even for it to being a fastish rod. And at the top, I don't even know the price. It's just my favorite rod from Pure Lure. It's the Reflex Arc. This is not fast. This is just awesome. Just took it the other day for a spin, trying to catch trout as usual and failing miserably. I had a long Z on it, and it's just perfection for what I enjoy do while fishing. So this is the rods. Um, I want to move on for spinning reels, so I will just put here a mark. So 26 minutes in, we skip to the spinning reels. Again, starting on the cheapest, going to the most expensive. Again, I'm an ultralight fishing channel. At this price point, there is the Autoton FF, and there's this, which is slightly cheaper than this, and this is the Autoton LS. There is the LSI, which is with the one that has a lot of colors. This one, it will appeal to more people. It's 109 grams, so all the light rods that you see me recommend before, this is a very, very good pair for it. It will not have the most perfect line lay, but again, it's 109 grams and you will be having some lightness. It has a dual slider inside. It has enough bearings to be as smooth as 20. I would say this will go to 25, 24 euros. So with the 3 euros off, it will be very close to 22, 21 euros. And you're getting a 109 gram reel that has some nice line lay. Again, it's not perfect, and because this costs 20 something euros, but it looks sick. It's black with green. It can hold its own. You just have to put a few drops of lube on the reel itself. It has a one-piece bail. Again, it's a lot of things going for it, even though it's that cheap. So this is my recommendation if you want to spend a little bit of money. After this, you have the Surunoya Metis, which I think it will be around the same price. Everything is due. This is a very, very solid reel if you do light rock fishing. This will be a lot better than an entry level Shimano, especially the 1000 and 2000 size versions. Again, the 1000, it's not anywhere like near on the weight that I would desire, but if you go with a 1000 or even 1000 reel from Shimano or Daiya at this price point, you will get like 210, 208 grams. So this coming under 200 grams, it's actually quite nice. And it has 4 kilos of drag. If you want double the drag, just get the 2000 version. It's like 40 more grams, but you get a lot more stomping power. Again, the reel has a little bit of like minimal slack, but it feels robust. It feels quite nice on the hand. It's very, very cheap, and it's from Surunoya, and they don't do doo-doos. After this, just get the Caesar Prospect, quite light, 164 grams for anything light fishing. Just get this guy. I'm skipping the Tagman this time because at the price point that you're getting, and with me using this reel a little bit more in the end of the summer, and my dad using it a little bit more, putting a little bit more kilometers, the gap between this and the Tagman, it's starting to dissolve a little bit. So with the price difference, I saw the Tagman at 50 something euros. Again, you can get this at 32, 33 euros. So the Tagman would go something like 45. At that price point, I just prefer to go to the Tagman Pro. Not because it's a better wheel, but if you want a bigger, beefier wheel, this is actually quite nice. Just keep in mind this is a medium depth spool, so that's that. Um, I was considering putting the Cast King SFS family in here, but this will suffice and is cheaper. Yeah, the Beer King Hero Pro, it's not in stock, that's why I'm not recommending it because it's quite fine. And if you are mad as I am, you can order this thing from AliExpress because it's the best reel I ever touched. And I have an Ultegra, and I fished with Stradix, and I fished with Vanfords. Even though it's a little bit too big, and I think the price could be a little bit better, because this in here it's 188 euros, and when on the price again, these are not the final prices of the sale, because during the sale you will still have the super deals, and on the super deals things can come down on price. If this goes to 166 euros, you get 20 euros off, you get the 5% off with coins, yes, as you've seen here. You might get a discount from your credit card issuer. So if you can get this close to 120, so at the same price as, like, I would say Ultegra, this is just a steal. The slow oscillation system, it's better than the one on the Ultegra. It packs the line a lot tighter. It's magnesium body, it's water sealed, it has a huge gear. Knob is just soft, it's extra, it's buttery smooth. It's just a little bit too big, but other than that, it's lovely. Have you tested the Aero Pro? Yes, I have. Unfortunately, not with fish, but I have snagged it, so I can say that drag works very well. And now we move on. This at this price point, there's nothing after this, so we'll just move on to baitcasters. So we are on the BFS zone. Anatono Silverino, you cannot skip this. It's a 31. This link, I bet, will go to 28 euros. Again, at 28 euros, it's just a stupid price because this reel works. So awesome reel for the price point. You can get this again. This reel is perfect, not the tightest reel, but enough for my need. I have caught hundreds of saltwater fish in 3 sessions, from 3 to 200 grams to 3 kilos. So again, this costs under 30 euros. So awesome, awesome reel. Um, I just like it. If you want something a little bit smaller and some crazy color scheme, or if you like Caesar, again, as I said, sometimes I do these videos and I just diversify a little bit on the brands, because I know that people like to stick with one brand, and Caesar might be one of them. The Caesar Zero VX, the normal version, so the 130T, not the 119 or something like it, the one with the carbon body. I prefer this version to the other, even though the other, I think from factory, it gets hybrid bearings. I just like this more. I think it looks cooler because it has the purple knobs. I think it actually, even with the medium depth spool, it works a little bit better in my experience, and the price difference, it's an issue because the other one, it's a lot more expensive. and by a lot I mean I think it's 40 something euros. So in proportion, percentage wise, it's more expensive that would want to pay. And with this one coming at 27 euros with coupons, quite good. And you have the medium spool if you want to do some medium light fishing with it. So it's sort of a two-in-one pack. Then we have an old classic, the iStar Aurora Air. Even though it has its flaws, it's the cheapest, or was the cheapest way to throw small crap. But still, if you like smaller reels, this is the smallest that you can have that handles the smallest of weights. Of course, you have the Cadence elves, but the price on those ones, it's just atrocious. The price, it's always 70 something euros for a reel that looks like a toy, even though it works very well and it's 99 grams. I think it's too much. And the next one, and I want to talk about this one because you never saw the video. The naming there, it's wrong. It says Michel Polar. This is the Mizolur Ultra Phantom. So I don't know if you can see. This has the same braking type system as the Aurora. I'll just show you because the video will be coming up next week. So you have three internal adjustments, and then after you adjust internally, so you have low, which is basically like from 0 to 2 on a normal reel, but with a lot of extra steps. And then you have a medium, which you should be, and then you have a high, which is like I would say Valiant Eagle 2, the Black Valiant Eagle. So the first version that was a lot overbraked, and the really just is just awesome. Even if it has some quality control issues like the Aurora Air Mini, it works very well. The drag sounds a little bit iffy, and by iffy I don't mean it doesn't work, it just sounds a little bit cheap. But again, this is a very cheap reel, as I will show you, and I show you in here. It's 52 euros before coupons. The only problem with these reels is that there's no official store. That's the only problem. It looks awesome. This is what I had paired with Tsurunoya Dragon. It handled a barbell, actually two barbells. It handled two 50 centimeter barbells with no problems whatsoever. Let's just show you a little bit since I don't have the video out yet. So in here it says Michelin Arc Fox, but you see it has an aluminum body, very light spool, the just adjustable brakes inside, and then you have still the external ones for fine tuning. It's just a lovely reel. What it doesn't ship to you, Rokoyoko? The Mizolur? Man, I just ruled myself. But don't worry with the Mizolur, because if you go down, um, now it doesn't appear, but usually there's plenty of stores selling this, and usually are the same ones that sell the Takumas. And again, there's a lot of Takuma news coming. The rods from Takuma are just hitting the AliExpress, but I will cover that on another video where I have more time to do the research and talk about the new stuff coming in on AliExpress. But I know that there's more versions, so I just bought this reel and this reel also. So this is another Mizolur. It's a Mavic 2 Pro. It has Daiwa style brakes and a metal frame, and I bought it for 41 euros. And I got this Delq round reel, but I'll be talking that on the the baitcaster, I will send you some different links because there are more stores that sell this reel. So probably one of them will ship to you. But moving on, you also have the Zana, which is also metal frame and has two spools on it. I quite like it, and it will be coming under 70 euros, so at 60 something euros, still a very good deal. 139 grams for a metal frame baitcaster with Daiwa style brakes, of course. And after this, I just put it in here the Shita Air Creek because it's the cheapest um, baitcaster that you can get from a trusted source. In this case, Pure Lure. It will be 119 euros before coupons, which means with coupons it's overing 100 euros. And at that price point it's actually quite good because from all the DC systems that I tested so far, so Anatono, look, the dreadful Luxafi, and the one from Caesar, but again I want to do the DC baitcasters all at the same time, and I have this one and I've tested the Miak system. It's the one that I like the most, and this is a metal frame, and this one has a shallow spool, even though it's a DC. So I quite like this one. Philip got it for 75. Yes, because sometimes you have drop shippers selling directly from the MK the same reel, and the first units will be cheaper. Do you like it? I like mine. I love the Miak because the other ones, how can I say, the other ones, everything goes nice until you hit like a tree behind you and then you blast it and the DC system does jack crap. And with the Miek, I think they analyze the hysteresis of the frequency on the magnetic field reading, and they stop even if it comes out of the designated algorithm on the IC, which is a good thing. No, this is a normal spool. You are thinking about the air because they have a version which is, I think, the plastic, the nylon body one, where you can get the normal MX spool and you can get a magnetic spool like you have with the old silver feathers that are out of commission now. This one, it's the DC version. It's actually also a shallow spool. I think I have mine there on the background, not this fake one. I'm a back. So I don't know if you'll be able to see on the camera, but you see this is a shallow spool with the magnetic brake. So this is something that you will see when I can start fishing properly. Jesus. I'm just making a mess every time I open this reel, so I'll just put it in here and I close it later. But yeah, but does the so I have the creek. Does it fit on the creek? Because if it fits, I'm ordering one from myself also. But this is the most expensive bait caster that I've recommended. So because it's the cheapest, best way that you can get the MX system. So let's move on for the lines. And I expanded a little bit on. Oh, I forgot. I forgot one. So this is one is actually slightly more expensive. So I think this will come down to 144 euros, even though it doesn't say there. And I have this one, and it's so nice. It's I would say it's better than my silver feathers, and it's small and it's round and it's CNC machined, which makes it even better. Um, so I like it so much. I was just casting everything I wanted and more on uh, the the pure lure arc reflex. And even though the pure lure arc reflex it's a longer rod, it's so nice as a combo. And I know I'm getting a little bit fancy with my taste, but I promise that there will be a lot of cheap stuff still covered on the channel. The only thing that I tend to do is if everything it's very expensive, I fish with it a lot longer. Oh, okay, okay, nice to know. Um, so expect as soon as fishing resumes to be better, more affordable things, especially with the DC reels. So moving on to lines. So I will just recommend very quickly this fluoro for leader. This is what I have right now, other than some local stuff. Because this is something that I buy and then I forget because I don't want to be packing like 300 spools of leather. I've packed a lot of spools of braid, but no, not leather. It's something that I use, and sometimes I have to buy local. I prefer for ultralight softer because when the fluorocarbon is too thin, if it doesn't say soft or is soft, you will be breaking a lot of leaders. And this from Zukibo, it's good and it's quite cheap, so you can get 50 meters. It, other than the thicker stuff, yeah. So if we start on 8 pounds and go down all the way to 2 pounds, which is actually what you should be getting for everything light and under, it's under 3 euros. So quite nice price. After that, we have the braids again. Remember, if you are in Europe, this will pay 3 euros past 1 of June. So maybe you want to be packing on 1 kilometer of braid. Very inexpensive. This is so cheap that you can put it on spinning gear and forget even about putting some backing. Going up on price and going up on quality. Pure Lure Firebird, it's what I have in here, the 0.6p, and man, it just handled the barbell with no problems. And also the Zukibo, the 0.20 fluoro leader. So the black version, again, if you are, I will not call you stupid because you are watching, and you might get it. The black, it's very dumb if you like to see your line because you will not be able to see anything. So it looks very slick, it looks very sexy, but you will not be able to see anything. So even with the green stuff, it's if it's under 0.6p, it's hard to see. This one, it's impossible to see. So just keep that in mind. But it's actually very good line. And now I just feature this one in here because people seem to like purple, and since I hate the Mi Fine Devil's Barbed Wire, I recommend this one. This is the Zukibo Z Sung. It's a eight strand, a lot smoother, and it's €7 per 8 euros per spool. So if you want to do it on a baitcaster, it's not that expensive. 12 plus 1 strands. This is the cheapest way you can get it. That works. So if you are doing a baitcaster, the only problem is that you can only get it at 0.8 and up. But if you are doing like a baitcaster that you want to be throwing a little bit more beefier or pushing to grass, might want to look onto this one. If the fake brown very hard to see, yeah, it's hard to see, but this one it's even harder. The black for some reason. Um, the the brown one, at least in Portugal, you have some contrast because everything is green on the sides where I fish, and you still have like the contrast from the water. The black one, especially when the water is very deep, it's you cannot see anything. Nanofill, nanofill, it's what I have in here, and it's just awesome. I recommend it if you are someone that um, likes to test new stuff. Just get a spool of this. It's not that expensive if you, especially if you have bait casters and you don't need a lot of it because the line is awesome. Now it's just a question, and this is the same for every like fuse line. How long will it last? So I went fishing with other reels that have the nanofill, and with this one, yet I haven't had any problems with like 2-3 sessions. Let's see how it will hold, especially with heat and with me fishing for like twitch chat, that sort of stuff. Let's see how it holds up, or dragging things on the bottom, sandy bottoms, that sort of thing. Let's see if they will not start to split up. If not, this is a steal because the performance of the line, there's no question that it's great. Now it's just a question if it will hold. And then you have the LSP Thunderstorm Pro, which is very forgiving line, probably one of the best that you have on AliExpress. I would say there's a line also from Zukiba. I didn't want to put it in here because I didn't want to have everything from Zukibu. Um, the Zukibu Titanium, it's the one that I have on the long Z reel. I also quite like that line. So, but again, I don't want it to be everything Zukibo. I just, and again, you might have good lines from other stores. The thing that I love about Tsukibu, it's that they are very consistent. And if you see my backdrop and you know how many reels I reviewed and how many reels that were crap and I didn't review or didn't put the video out because it was not worth it, or how many reels I have to review, I really love the consistent that I have with them. So until now, no bad spools from Zukibo. That's why I recommend it, because with Microfly, you might be the one of the unlucky ones that gets a bad spool. Moving on to hooks and weights, and again, I just put these ones in here because they are hard to get locally anywhere on the world unless you live in Japan or something like it. So this is something that the prices fluctuate a lot. So it's very hard to find to have a link saved and it will work forever because this is something that will tend to move a lot on price. These are the tungsten shell weights that will go from 0.3, 0.5, and 0.7, and all of them are €5. before coupons. So if you want to make a little bit of a bulk buy, this might be for you. But bulk buy directly through the seller, it's a little bit stupid because as you see, if you go to 10 to 30, the price it's 4 times more, but you only get 3 times more jabs. So keep that in mind that the price doesn't make sense or make sense. So 20 pieces is cheaper than 10 pieces per piece. This one it's more expensive, and this one it's also more expensive. So if you want 0.3 grams, just get 20 pieces because it's cheaper. Um, if you want something a little bit bigger, so one, 1.5, and two, you have these ones that will cost under €6 on anniversary sale, and 2 grams, which is usually the highest I would go with tungsten. After that, I still stick with lead. Hopefully, we will start to be getting lead alternatives on AliExpress other than tungsten that are a little bit cheaper, but still maintain the thin wire. For hooks, again, now I will stick with these ones, which are the ones from Fish Trip. You get 50 hooks for €4. You can get even smaller ones than the ones that you can get from Supercontinente. This for me, this profile of EWG hook, it's the best that you can get, um, because the way they deploy it's very simple. You don't have the belly; they just go and penetrate and deploy very well because you have this almost flat part on the turn of the hook. So they deploy very fast, and you get 50 for €4. With Supercontinente, you get like 10 for €2 and something. So a little bit cheaper, and you can buy it on bulk. So now going on to lures. Lures again, I keep the same mindset. Something that you can bulk up, and get a bunch of them, and there are some things that it will last. So I only have here lures made of TPR, other than some exceptions. So I'm a sucker for tantas. These ones will be €1 and 74 cents. So just buy 10 of them and put a coupon of €3, and you get like the 10 for €15. You get 100 TPE tantas, which will last you a lifetime for €15. Just do that and don't think. Also, TPE rosewood 25 millimeter creature. Awesome lure. Um, yeah, 20 from Supercontinente. The hook eye, yeah, the hook eye, I don't have that problem. I still, again, don't get me wrong, I still use the hooks from Supercontinente. My thing with the ones from this, it's because they are actually quite cheaper. So what I will do, I have Supercontinent. I have a lot of. That's one thing that you don't know. I have I have a lot of like backpacks, and in all backpacks I have like a small kit. So I have a box where I have like some Tanta, some Polaris, some. So even when I'm pike fishing, or if I go pike fishing very late, that I know that might be like sunfish or bass, I will always take like this sort of thing with me. And for me to have like a bunch of Supercontinente hooks laying around, it would get very expensive. And remember that the Supercontinent hooks, are only good if you use them with not only good, but one of the reasons they are good is because you can use them with lead. And since I use now so much tungsten, I can use the ones from fish trip because the eye works perfectly well with tungsten chavs. Rokoyoko will do that deal. Yes, or how they say in Brazil on the meme, você faria esse negócio? Eu faria esse negócio. The one from I can't remember the name of the movie from Tarantino. The one with the Jew gang killing the Nazis. Moving on, this one it's not TPE, it's just a craw, but it's a awesome profile. It's from BU 50 millimeters. My favorite color it's not available. Just get a dark one and a bright one, especially natural looking. Either go with the dark one and the red one. Eu faria esse acordo. Você faria esse acordo? It's that meme. Moving on to TP again, you have the spin polar cross, 20 pieces of 4 centimeter cross with a dual tone, which is very important. For €3, eu faria esse acordo. It's very very good deal, and they will last you a long time. So if you buy in bulk like 2-3 packs, they will last you such a long time. Just don't get it mixed with a lot of other lures. And one thing about rosewood, spin polar, and I think all the TPR lures that I will show you, other than the Luxafi Tantas, is that you can keep them on the original box because they don't come on a bag; they come on a box. Um, yeah, look, they look very nice, and you don't have to mix them with other plastics and have to cry because all your tackle box is on a mess. These worms also work great, especially on salt water. Again, from spin polar, 3.5 centimeters, €3 TPR. They have UV fluorescent colors. Look at this shit. This looks mad. Imagine this with a small darting jig head. Mm. Look, someone has it rigged here. Look how cool this thing looks. And rockfish. Actually quite, and I have these jig heads, so this is not my hand, but I have the same exact jig heads as the guy has on his hand. So Surunoya, even though I think this is not TPR, they are very durable. They have UV glow or just glow, so this one will be a different shade underwater. They swim very well. Again, if you are LRF guy or just someone that wants to cover a lot of water after predators, these ones are awesome. And 2.25 for 2.25 euros for 20 pieces. It's a good deal. I would do that deal. I just put it on the card to do that deal. So actually quite nice. And you also have from Rosewood, again on the same box, TPR Polaris. So awesome. Look at them, 42 millimeters floating, and you still also have the UV, the glow, everything you want. They are a little bit chunkier than the ones from Super Continente, but they work quite good. So they are, I would say, very good value because they are almost the same price as the normal ones, but they will last you a life, and not a lifetime, but almost. Um, Also, a little bit of, and by a little bit I say two hard lures. because at this price point it's just mad. So under 5 euros you get the jointed swim bait, two-part jointed bait. Look, it's just 4.6 grams. It will dive to 2 meters. It works. I have them. I really dig, especially this color. Again, this will vary depending at where you are, but the hooks on blue stings are usually very good, and they just look sick. What the hell? But you can see it comes well packed, and this, man, this guy bought a bunch of them. But either way, I quite like them. So, and the other one, which is also quite nice, I think it looks better on hand than in the. Could you recommend some crankbaits? No need to be ultralight. I will in a moment. Looks, yeah, this slipper shed just looks awesome. I have this one. It it swims very well, even though it's a little bit rigid. It swims greatly, and it comes very well packed, so you will not have the problem with the bend fin. And look at the price, 3 euros. So quite mad. And now just a couple of things that I think if you are going to buy, you might buy in bulk. So um, these are like accessories, and it's just 3 items. So the tackle boxes, you have these ones will run you like 10 to 11 euros from Kingdom. They are basically the same from all the vendors, and yeah, they just work quite well. And you have like two sizes. The smallest size, again, as you can see in here, you have 10 euros in here. You have 19 euros, the ones from Cast King. You have from Sogelang, but they are just basically the same. So they are pretty good boxes, that I have to say. Mine have fallen and fallen and fallen, and they are still in one piece. Um, Booms, fishing pliers. I was a denier of good pliers for a long time until I got one pair, and they are just awesome. They are very light, they work very well, they are very rigid, they cut braid, they open split rings, they just work, and you can even crimp with them. Um, I like them a lot. If you can get them cheaper, you can open the link, and for sure there will be like in here from Booms. If you get it on bundle deals, it will be cheaper. But if I try to link these ones, it will open even more expensive one than this. You have to open on your app or on your computer, and after you open this link, it usually will appear the bundle deals version. And of course, the backpack that I have, it will be under 27 euros. Still great value. It's what I take when I'm going for long walks, because I might want to take extra stuff, or when I don't know what I'm doing. So usually that's what I take. So now we'll go to the chat questions. So let's go a little bit back so we can answer anything that was before the acrylic question. Or we start with quality jig. So uh, let's go to the page over here. Actually, I can close all these. Oops, I was too fast. So let's just close a little bit of this crap so we can go in here. I think what you want, because size 8, um, it's quite hard to find on AliExpress. basically size 8. There are some good ones, the golden jig heads, that will not say that they are 8, but they are 8, but sometimes you will get 6. So, and search is broken again. Now let's try to open one. Maybe, yeah. No, cannot find them. But let me open some jihad's from Zukibo. Maybe, man. I like on the afternoon. I just open. Um. Okay, you have these ones. Let me get the link. So, how can I respond? Okay, this is very weird because I cannot I can see your messages on the streaming software, but I cannot respond from there, which is quite weird. So the question, yeah, this one I answered. So, yeah, yes, Rokoyoko Zukibo actually has the micro jihad's, but the this ones was the only ones I could find out. So people that want crankbaits, the ones that, because there are a lot of crankbaits on Jesus, there are a lot of crankbaits on AliExpress, but the thing is that you can buy one and then see another one that looks exactly like it to the T, and they will not work properly. So companies that usually will come out good, it's Best Legend, Surunoya, and Magic Works. So it's, let's open like this one: Best Legend, Magic Works. Um, Surunoya, it's in here. And I'm talking this for because I assume you want something bigger, because usually the ones that I use are from, you see, these ones are actually quite good. I think I have a whole collection of this one, so most of the colors I have. They are a little bit expensive, but they work very well. And Best Legend, Magic Works, another brand that let me Istolur. These ones usually also run great. So let me open the page because for some reason it's not showing me what I want to see. So Istalur is also a good brand because usually the and now for some reason I don't have any crankbaits in here, but either way, is okay in here. So Istalur, even though imagine this, Jesus, imagine this lure. I have it from Istolur and I have it from other guys. I don't know if they buy like the molds and some of them will have a little bit more careful and some of them will not give a damn because I can swear that some when I buy some things from one store they will always work right and when I get from another they might crap out. Another good brand to buy crankbaits it's Blux. They also have awesome quality control and they have some nice crankbaits that will go over what I usually. So they also have the sleeper shed, like they have like small wobblers, they have pencils, they have every type of lure that you can think of. Any more questions from the chat? Oh, really bail out. See you later. Because if not, I might save my energies and try to do a live. Let's see. Look, this what I will be covering on the next live. And I think for some reason I skipped this. This is one of the reels, spinning reels that I also recommend, and it will be linked on the description. Um, but now I cannot. I'm not sure if I linked it. But I quite like the casking Valenti wheel. It's quite speedy at 6.2 to 1 gear ratio. It has solid line lay and it has an aluminium body. So for the price, I cannot complain. So let's see if another one. There were more things that I will be talking. So this is just like a slight preview. Let's see. There were more, but for now, let's open these three ones. So you see, Takuma rods are starting to reach AliExpress, and you see T1100 and M40X. I know it's a little bit expensive, but you have to keep in mind this is some random ass guy on China drop shipping stuff. So like weird packaging, like a fishing rod, when you don't have a bulk deal to ship them, it will be a lot expensive. And this is a choice item, so you will get free shipping, which means you the guy probably is screwed if if it has to send me anything to like Portugal to the end of the of his known world. But actually, the rod has some nice scoring and yeah, and it's out from sometime some November last year, so not that bad. like this reel, and this one is coming. It's coming to Portugal for me to test. It's sort of Daiwa style braking with a nice cool ass aluminum body and the purple accent, so it looks cool. Let's see if another one that is new. The again Misolure. The only question I have with this, it's so I think this will be like, okay, it's here. So I think this will be a very similar system to what we have with Valiant Eagle, Zephyr, SFS, Castrol, that sort of stuff, where you have the dual sliders and some slowish oscillation. But I would say that the reel looks actually quite sleek. Let's see the rest of the stats, just out of curiosity. 141 grams. So I will be covering this on a little bit more depth on the next live, probably during the next week. So be ready for that, and I will be also covering the deals that will come out during the sale. So, but a lot of new stuff coming out, which is quite. Oh, another new one. So what the hell is that? Okay, even though this says 2025, mm, this looks a little bit oldish. I have to say, this looks a little bit old, and I don't like it. Yeah, but other one that I ordered, look, round reel from Tokyo. I don't even know who makes this because it's the first time um I see this. It's just, and look at this. If this is the ratching sound system for the drag adjustment, it's just funny. It looks very very cheap, but it's actually very very cheap. So it's 23 euros for a baitcaster that is round and made of like recycled, I don't even know what. So I think that's it. There's no more questions on the chat. Also, it's also very late because most of the folks seeing me are usually in Europe, which mean that it's later than in here. And yeah, you probably all everyone wants to go to sleep other than Rokoyoko because there is like afternoon yet. Ooh, what is this? Universal cup, carbon body, ultra metal body. Hmm. Congo King Kong. Yeah, this one looks cool. So I think I will end the stream and we'll start to work on the next one, which will feature the new stuff that I found so far and probably the best deals that I will be finding during the sale itself. And please remember, when you're putting things on the cart, even today, if you buy them later, I will get a commission, which again, it's what helps the channel moving forward. And thank you so much for the membership during the live, which is also very nice, Monarch of Silence. And leave a like, subscribe if you're not. Again, uh, the thing that helps most keeping the channel, and by channel I mean myself, getting more gear to test, it's affiliate links through AliExpress. So if you're buying something and if you like my content, feel free to click there. It's a way to help without spending any more money. So you're just buying the stuff that you want, and I'm getting a little bit of a kickback out of it. And with that said, I will see you guys on my next video. Bye. 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 No, I cannot find the end.